So hype might be in the title, the word hype, but this video is more about just how much of an interesting season this is going to be. There's so many variables. How this season is so different from any other season we've ever had. More than anything, the most obvious would be the COVID-19 pandemic that we are all living through. Playing without fans, the chance the season could get canceled at any moment if there's a severe outbreak through the league, especially when teams start traveling. We're coming off of a heartbreaking Super Bowl loss that we were 7 minutes away from. And there's the proverbial Super Bowl hangover. I think it's more prominent with the team that loses. They're never the same. I mean, look at the Rams. We're going to be fighting that all year. We're going to be fighting every team's best shot. For instance, last year, we snuck up on a lot of people. We were expected to do very little, maybe a slight improvement. But the fact of the matter is we tallied off a lot of wins because people didn't think we were real until we got all the way to the Super Bowl. And even then, there was still doubt, and there was still hesitation to crown us, But on top of all that is injuries. This team has been snake bitten for years by the injury bug, and, we're dealing with camp injuries. Some of it might be that players are just not as conditioned this year because of the unique situation. We don't have a lot of season-ending injuries, which is good, but we definitely have the nagging variety, the ones that, hamstrings and lower extremity issues. And they're on players that are impact players like Bosa and Ford and even Kittle with the hamstring. So to me, this team at full strength, other than maybe say the New Orleans Saints roster, is the most talented team in the NFL, top to bottom. The problem is that if you don't have your good players on the field, and it starts to, trickle down to just 1 to 2 to now you got, half your defense out, or you're missing stars on the offensive line, or you're a guy like Kittle, things like that. It takes a toll, and you're not going to be as good. And to me, out of every opponent that we're going to face this year, the biggest opponent is going to be health. I don't think we're going to need motivation. We're not going to need to search for it because we have it. We lost the Super Bowl, a game that we had in our grasp. And so motivation is not going to be the problem. Overconfidence, I don't think we have an issue with overconfidence. To me, the biggest obstacle is health. We have to stay healthy. We have to stay hungry. And, we have to play, mistake-free football. Not just turnovers, but, mental mistakes. Like I said, we're going to be the big dog this year. Everybody's going to be coming for us, and we have to be able to take it. Every time we're on the calendar on some teams, depending on the team we're playing that week, when we're on the calendar, it's going to be the biggest game of their season, especially if it's a team that's not very good. And those are the teams we can't take lightly. So it's an interesting season for sure. The windows don't stay open forever in the NFL. So the Niners eventually won't be able to have, such a deep roster on both sides of the ball. So they have to make do with what they have right now. And they got to get it done. I'm not saying that they're not going to stay competitive even when the window maybe somewhat closes. But this team is as talented as it's going to be right now. I'm very excited for certain players, for sure. Contavious Street, from all the reports, is he's having a huge camp. He's taken a huge step forward. Kevin Givens, Jordan Reed, They said has just been a headache in camp to cover because he's such a good route runner. He's been having a great camp. They started him off really, really slow, and now he's, they showed him running routes the other day. Kittle says he's one of the best route runners in the NFL. I totally agree. That's going to be a position to watch for if healthy. Again, if healthy. Kittle and Jordan Reed on the field at the same time. A healthy Debo. A healthy Ayuk. McKinnon healthy. Trent Taylor healthy. It could be a very exciting, explosive offense this year, again, if everybody stays healthy. And then, of course, the defense, Bosa and Ford. We got one of the best linebacking cores in the NFL. We have one of the best young linebackers in the NFL in Fred Warner. It's going to be an interesting time, man, to see these players take another step forward in their career. Be interesting to see all the hard work that goes into these guys pays off this year. It's not a guarantee we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. There's a good chance we might not. But at the same time, there's a good chance we can. We got to get through the season first. We got to have a season above all. So everything's going to be unprecedented this year. Hell, if we get to the Super Bowl and win it, it might be at a Super Bowl without fans. Just think about that. There'll definitely be an asterisk next to it. But at the same time, if we win it, so it doesn't matter. But fans have to have realistic expectations this year, too. We might have a worse record with a better team. Because, like I said, everybody's going to be gunning for us, and we have to be able to take everybody's best shot. Health. Not just physical health, but a virus. All those things are going to come into account. The season not being able to be finished out if something happens. All these things are things we never had to worry about. So, between the Super Bowl loss and COVID, this is going to be one of the weirdest seasons that in most recent history. So, get your big boy pants on, get your popcorn ready, and get ready to roll because I'm ready. Definitely a weird off season for sure. This has been a weird, like training camp and everything, and not having preseason games. It feels weird that the season's starting in about 2 weeks, but it is. It's time to get excited. It's time to get stressed out, and time to get on Twitter and argue and yell after games when the team does something stupid that we don't agree with. All those fun interactions, I can't wait. So, all right, everybody. I will talk to everybody later. Everybody have a great night, morning. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll see you on the flip side. See ya.